Well, hi. So first of all, thank you to the organization and Arnaud for making us part of this. We are here for the Rolex Paris Masters meetings, and it just worked out well. So I'm happy to be representing the ATP here today. We've heard a lot about fan interaction and marketing and sales and tickets, and that's definitely the core of making things grow. I'm here today to show digital transformation from a different perspective. That means more with our players and with our growing teams. And I'll explain. I'm going to go through three key things: is what do we do, a challenge that we faced, and then something that I'm very excited about is where else can we take it, and there's some connection here to how to reach out to more fans, and something that I'm excited about. So. What we have, the PlayerZone, is really a tip of the iceberg for a lot of the player systems. And this is how do we manage talent and allocate the talent from 2,000 players to 250 tournaments that make up the ATP Tour and the minor league. And with that, what we have is the PlayerZone. We call it the PlayerZone 2.0 because we had a challenge. The challenge is we have this many players that are independent contractors. They can go and play wherever they want, unlike a team base where you are part of a team and then the team has a certain number of matches, then you go and you play and that's it. You're an employee of the team. Tennis players are independent contractors, so they can really choose where they want to go. We put incentives to make them play where we want them to play, but ultimately it's their decision. And of course we have a number of 30 years ago it was the player maybe with a coach, but that's it. Today, a lot of these players are traveling with 5 people, 6 people, 7, between physio, trainer, coach, family. So how do we accommodate for these growing teams that are happening? And one that I'm very, interested in, my background here is more on technology and finance, is the addition, with increasing prize money, there's additional financial demands, tax compliance. We're paying over $150 million as a governing body of tennis, and we're also, that's over 10,000 transactions a year. So with all those demands, how do we make this be better? So I'm going to take you through a couple of screenshots very, very quick just to show you a glimpse of it. But really, like I said, I think it's more important what we have and then where we go from here. So I'm going to show you, let me see here if I go in the right order. This is the site that we now have where we're accomplishing all of this. I don't think you can see it very well, but that's okay. What I'm showing you here is this is Roger Federer's account. Of course, it's a test account. But what we did here is we're going to put the team settings where we have the agent, the coach, and anybody else that is part of his team. They can be added to the account, and they can help him manage everything from his prize money to the entry to the tournaments, to hotel and transport reservations. And imagine this of course for Roger, but this is happening for top 500, top 1,000 players in the world. You got a lot of people that help you. So we did a survey, and we know that about 3 to 4 different people help you with a lot of this web access. So we built this for 4, and it's expandable to more because we're sure that there's going to be more and more people joining their teams. The other thing I'm going to show you, so we also added a function of calendar. So with this, what this does is give you a possibility. You have your calendar, but then you can choose and draft anything that you want to do. Where do you want to play? Again, for someone that is a top 10, they can pretty much choose anywhere they go. But for most players that are trying to move up to the top 100, to the top 50, they need to choose their tournaments. Do we have here in a given week, in the week of Paris, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more tournaments going on around the world from the minor leagues. So the players that are in those rankings, they need to choose where to go depending on points, depending on the ranking. So this is how we help them select those events, and depending on the ranking, they could qualify to one or not the other one, and they can choose. If I get this right. This is the usual process. You select the tournament, you enter, you get into a preliminary list, and then the final acceptance list. The final acceptance list is the field, the player field that is going to play. In this case, that's Paris. this is the field that is going to play Paris. So this is all done in a way that we do it through the platform. They can still do it in a couple of different ways, but this is how 90% of the entries are happening. And then 6 weeks prior to the event, here's the list. Here's the field that is playing. That list moves, and we have to accommodate for that. And last but not least, an area that for me is very important, the bank, the financial compliance and tax compliance. We have all the prize money details, all the taxes. I'm not showing them here. And then as soon as they finish a tournament, they finish a tournament on Sunday. On Tuesday, we pay the prize money. They immediately get a notification, and they can access the receipt online with all the deductions that they have for taxes, laundry, and everything else that comes out of that tournament. So this is something that, over the past 2 years, we've been increasingly putting a lot of resources to make sure that we work with a lot of our financial partners as well. That includes BNP Paribas. To make sure that we can integrate all the systems where the players, unlike, again, when you're an employee of a team, you get it all through there. Here, every tournament, you have to deal with every tournament in different locations. So we're centralizing everything through this platform. I'm going to play, can we play a video here where what I'm going to show is when we partner with our commercial partner Infosys to do this, we went through a full couple of years of gathering all the requirements that we need to get our platform to do what we needed to do. And I'm going to call that phase 1, and then I'm going to talk about phase 2 of what we're thinking. Can we play the video? Thank you.
Welcome to the launch of our brand new app, the ATP PlayerZone. The new app, developed in partnership with Infosys, the ATP's technology services provider, is designed specifically for players and their support teams.
ATP had made it very clear that they wanted to be the most innovative sports franchise.
We want this to be the one-stop shop for all players to go to for all their needs.
It's the PlayerZone, we're there all the time. That's where you check all the information. Everything that you need is right there. It really makes life easier for us.
It's incredibly easy to navigate. We just get on our phones, as simple as that, log on to the app, and there you go. All the info you need is right there.
The world we're living in will be very easy to access now.
Players can now give PlayerZone access to individual team members, each with separate login credentials to make arrangements on their behalf.
That's very useful because, especially to do all the entries, if you have team members who can help you do it, I think it's a very good thing.
It's nice that everybody on the team can really be looking at the same thing, and then we can make a more efficient decision on our schedule.
The ATP PlayerZone functions as a one-stop shop in planning for upcoming tournaments.
Schedule making for us players is incredibly important.
Push notifications and fingerprint authentication means you can now monitor, manage, and map out the entire season from the palm of your hand.
We spend a lot of time in designing the PlayerZone to really make it very user-friendly and give them a rich digital experience.
It's great to see Infosys stepping up and helping the ATP develop something that will not only benefit the players, but will benefit the tournaments as well.
For them to actually have a platform to go to where the live scores are there, where the results are there. The world is becoming more and more stat-driven these days, and to have the stats that we're going to have on this PlayerZone is also very impressive.
We're just glad we were able to get all the pieces right to now bring the latest and the best in technology.
Featuring tournament entries and withdrawals, hotel transportation and visa information, and much more.
The amount of information, the amount of things they can do, and now in the palm of their hands is incredible.
The ATP PlayerZone gives players and their teams all the tools needed to successfully navigate the season ahead.
We're very excited about what's coming, and we believe the players are going to love it.
Welcome to the ATP PlayerZone.
Cool. So we launched this recently. We did it with a lot of collaboration with the players, making sure that they're engaged in the process. The feedback has been very good, but we see this only as step 1 or a phase 1 of a longer-term approach. I'm challenging ourselves because we hear a lot from startups, from people that want to do more, and we're in the governing body. We're usually very, more stable and still in the things that we do. But I think we need to take it to the next step. Can we can we need to further integrate with more. We need to further integrate with all the different partners of the sport, and that includes a lot of the Grand Slams tournaments, to also include a lot of their financial information. Here we're starting to do that with more financial partners. We do a lot of benefits and different financial benefits for players, including bonus, grants, life insurance, health insurance. A lot of that we still need to make sure that we can put that in here. As you know, there's a lot of more data coming in. We have Hawkeye, and we have a lot of that data that is in here for the players, but can we further integrate that for the players to have that at the palm of their hands and do more with it? In addition to that, we have we want to work more with tournaments to add a lot of the player services that are given to them, and that includes from hotel, transport, but also to practice courts, to finding a partner, laundry, racket stringing. There's a number of services that are happening today, and it happens at every tournament, but we need to further integrate with that, and that's our goal. So with that in mind, we continue to look more at a 2020 strategy where we can see, okay, where are the next resources and where we can spend them. We still have Infosys as a partner, but a lot of it comes from us, from the core of what the ATP does, from what the player, with the leadership of the Player Council do. That was part of the meetings that we had here in Paris, to take us to the next level. That concludes mine. I think that was still 12 minutes. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Give a great big round of applause to Jorge. Take a seat.